morning, my people. What's up, world? It is Saturday, September 20th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him, all things is possible. Top of the top to all my people out there moving, um, traveling. Of course, kids, there's no school for y'all. For all the parents who are going to work and coming from work, or if you just um, out and about for whatever reason, wherever you're going, movies, breakfast, safe travels. Please be aware of your surroundings and just don't get caught up in places that you don't need to be if people are not like you. I hope everybody's feeling thankful, appreciated, and blessed for seeing another day and knowing with Him all things is possible. Happy Saturday, y'all. I wasn't too sure if I was gonna get up this morning to do anything, but I decided at the last moment to get up and do something. I was gonna save the morning chop up for a little later. Well, not later, but about a couple of hours. And I just said, let me go ahead and get it out the way now. You know what I'm saying? Because today we do have some boxing today. We have Gabriel Fendora, but I'm going to come back later on this afternoon. Speak about Gabriel Fedora. I missed the weigh-in, man, so I gotta watch the weigh-in. I gotta see how she looked. I don't know why the hell I missed the weigh-in and what I was doing, but I missed it. So I'm gonna go back to watch the weigh-in, and then we're gonna come back later on to talk about it. But for now, man, we just gonna chop it up, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. Don't worry, I'm not gonna get too serious with y'all today, because y'all seem to not be able to handle that for some of y'all. So I'm gonna take it easy today. So let's get into it. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Ducks on podcast. Make sure, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to pass that word down that this is the one of the most popular places to come to in the morning for real conversations, for grown people, not for grown little kids, but for grown people. All right, smash that like button. Jeff Spark, I see you. But so like I said, top of the top to everybody. Um, I want to say first shout outs to all my amateurs who fought yesterday. Shout out to everybody who fought yesterday. Everybody who fought yesterday at Church Street Boxing Gym. For all the fighters who fought in Sony Hall last night and all the ones that'll be fighting tonight at Gleason's Boxing Gym. Hey man, I wish I could be there. I miss being there with you guys, but I'm with you guys in spirit. Go out there and do your thing. All my amateurs, man. Shout out to my man Dante Lane who went out there and got another win in Sony Hall. Shouts to everybody, man. Um, I will be back at some amateur shows. You can expect me September 27th, Strong Island Fight Night Series 9, which is it's a big amateur card. I'm telling y'all, this is a major amateur boxing card that you probably have never seen before in your life. You have never seen people win a title and then have to defend it. Now, this week, well, next week, I should say, I'm going to try to get up in the gym. I talked to two fighters that's already a part of the card. I'm going to try to see if I could talk to a few more fighters that's from that card. And because we're getting close to it. Strong Island Fight Night Series. Shout out to my man Christian. This is gonna be dope. There's no link for it. There's no stream for it. You guys got to get a ticket and come. I'm about to say Stereo Garden. If you don't have a ticket, man, you'll have to just wait till they air it. But you guys are not gonna want to miss it. BBO, what up? Um, I want to talk to you guys about something. Y'all know me already. Um, so a lot of us in what we do with our content and our business, right? Talking to my mentor yesterday, and he asked me something that I had an answer to. Um, because the question is not coming from him, but the question is when you have a business or a brand, what are you doing with it, and do you have a plan for it, and what do you see yourself going with it in maybe 2 to 5 years? And I responded by saying, "Oh, I have a plan of what it is that I want to do. A lot of it I can't put out, but I have an actual plan because the brand is bigger than boxing. So actually, what I want to do with it, um, people are going to be able to benefit off it. See, I think when we do stuff, we always worrying about us benefiting off it, and it's cool. But when you're doing something and you're putting it out for the people got to be able to benefit off it too. Why would they be interested in your brand if they can't get nothing out of it? Benefit will be the word for the day. We have to benefit from it. So I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, okay, if something's not working eventually anymore, you have to pull the plug on it, or you have to say, okay, what am I doing that has not been working? What is it that I need to do where I need to step my game up to make people maybe more interested in what I'm doing, or most importantly, make myself interested in what I'm doing, because we can't get bored with what it is that we do. So, like any of you guys with a YouTube channel, right? Let's just say any of you guys with a YouTube channel, or I don't want to say YouTube channel, anybody in life that has some type of plan they're trying to put together, or they got something that they're doing. Where do you see yourself doing with it in 2 years or 3 years? So this is just stuff that I gotta, that I had to think about and go, okay, where is No Duck Zone going? It's been around since 2021. Okay, No Duck Zone's been around since 2021, and it's been around really since January of 2021. But I didn't really do anything with it until August of 2021. That was the reason why I started having the barbecues. So a lot of people don't know January 9th on my birthday of 2021 is actually when I started No Duck Zone. But I didn't really get it out there until August. I think it was August 19th of 2021. Peter McNeely was my first guest. It's crazy. Shut up, Pete. I gotta call Pete, man. But so I've had No Duck Zone. I had No Duck Zone. Um, so hold on, y'all. So it was great for me, and it was something that I'm glad that I did. It was the best thing I ever could have made. But we have to know what it is that we want to do when we have something that is worth holding on to, but we just can't figure out what it is that we want to do. And a lot of times we need help in it. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Um, a lot of us, we be wanting sponsors. And I don't think a lot of y'all understand what the definition of sponsors mean. And I think I explained this before that, you guys want sponsors, but you want sponsors for your own financial reasons. You can't ask your sponsor for $500 and then go out there and spend 200 or 250 on a pair of Jordans, because some of you idiots will do it. You can't ask your sponsor for $1,000 and then go out there and buy 2 pairs of Jordans, because that's not what that's for. And some of y'all go out y'all way to make us look bad when y'all do that, because then you have to show receipts to that sponsor of what you was doing with the money that he gave you. And if you can't provide that, that kind of makes you look real bad. Well, not kind of, it makes you look real bad. But everybody thinks about what type of business they got or what type of business they're trying to build, even with us YouTubers. Did y'all ever take the time to stop and think about what y'all really trying to do with your channel, or you just going with the flow? Whatever happens with my channel happens. Did anybody ever stop to take the time to think about that? What am I doing with this channel? Where am I going with it? Um, do I plan on um, just leaving it as a channel, or do I see it as a company? Because I don't know how y'all see your channel, but even though I don't make no money from what I do, I see my channel as a business, not just a brand. See, a lot of y'all treat your channels as just a brand. It's a business, and if you're lucky enough to make 6,000 to maybe 10,000 to maybe 20,000 a month on YouTube, you're good. But I see some of y'all are still just treating it as if as long as I'm getting this money, it's not a big deal. You know, if I was able to get 6,000 to 10,000 on YouTube, but man, listen, that's when you put the money back into, your channel, merch. Eventually, you got to put a team together. I mean, maybe not because you don't want to pay people, but eventually you got to put a team together, a company. Like all these companies you see, like Golden Boy, like you don't have to like De La Hoya, but if you just look at it like Golden Boy and all these, that's that's the that's the lane that I'm following. Um, because there's only so much you can do by yourself. I was explaining this to my mentor that if you ever have to go out of town and you can't be there for something, you got to be able to have somebody there. You got to be able to have somebody there to replace, while you're there. Okay, I'm not here. Call my assistant, call this person. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're trying to do everything at one time, it's enough to drive you crazy. And let's not be afraid of doing what it is that we need to do to be successful. Because like I told you, like I was explaining to you guys yesterday, people will make you feel like you don't belong. And if we're in this position, then we belong here. And we got to just keep going on. I mean, even if you're not seeing no money from this YouTube, things are not going the way you want it to go. You got to keep working. You just got to keep working, and keep working. It's a lot, but it's worth it at the end. But that was a question of where do you see yourself? What plan do y'all have? Crush, what up? What plan do you have? See, when my mentor was able to ask me that, I was able to tell him I got a plan, and I told him exactly what the plan was. See, because a lot of y'all don't have a plan or what it is that you want to do. You just know that you need to make money. When making money is not good enough, what's your plans? How do you get that money? What do you plan on doing? And is your business going to be legit? Because if your business is not legit, you don't need to be talking about making money. That shit don't mean nothing. So anytime somebody's trying to help you, a sponsor, it could be a lawyer, an agent, a manager, somebody that you talk to, I don't know, and you don't have a plan or what it is that you're trying to do, then you might want to sit around and think about it. Some of you had enough time to think about it, and the only thing you're thinking about is making money. I don't know how you expect to survive that. And especially when it comes to our people, because we'll step on each other. We don't give a shit. We don't even care. We know how to make money. The problem is we don't know how to make it together. Y'all will walk up down the streets all day screaming, I need a sponsor, I need a sponsor. And then you get a sponsor and then you ruin it. Now, granted, there are some sponsors that's full of shit. I could testify to that. But then you got some who they really want to help. But a lot of y'all are ruining it because you don't do what you're supposed to do with the money. Y'all too busy out here making MJ. I ain't gonna say his whole name because you gotta watch yourself on these YouTube streets. But y'all too busy out here making MJ richer than what he is. Y'all out here making MJ richer than what he is, instead of taking some of that money and then invest it into you or your business. So for everybody who has something that they want to do, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, where do you see that business? What's the plan besides you just making money? What is it about your brand that's going to attract everybody? That's going to make everybody say, you know what? Hey, he's about to do something major. I know for me, being a dude from the Bronx, I would not only like to do for my borough, but I would like to do for my city, and then eventually move on to other cities. Um, there's no such thing as because you don't live in a city, you don't worry about that city, because every city is going through this, almost going through the same thing, got the same kind of neighborhoods. So, you know, I would love to do for the Bronx, then go to other parts of New York, Jersey, Philly, then we start making our way around. See, no Duck Zone, which y'all don't understand is no Duck Zone is for the people. It's for the people. It's for the people who are struggling, for the people that are happy, for the people that's sad, depressed, mad, whatever you want to call it, because this is always a place that we can come and we can chop it up about anything. As long as we're being respectful. You see, already it's early in the morning. I had to block an idiot. See that idiot? I had to block already, early in the morning. Already. It is what it is. There's always going to be somebody here to cause a distraction. Bunch of haters, it is. But it's all right. If they say stuff online they wouldn't say to your face. But your business, what is the plan? I mean, this don't have to be important to y'all. Y'all don't want to hear it because a lot of times, y'all, these YouTube boxing channels got y'all spoiled. So when y'all come up, y'all think that's all y'all supposed to hear is boxing. They got y'all spoiled out here. But over here, we ain't doing none of that shit because we don't care about clicks and views. We don't care. We don't care. Ask any of my peoples that's been in this channel with me, that been rocking with me. We don't give a shit about that over here. If you care about the clicks and views and the cloud chasing, then there's somebody on this morning or they'll be on this afternoon. Go over there with their ass. Canelo and Crawford talks are still going on. Take your ass over there. We are preparing over here for something great. My company, my brand is going to be something that is going to shake the world. Now, granted, it's going to take a lot. There's going to be times where the devil's going to try to interfere with that. He's going to try to make something happen. There's going to be somebody who's going to try to push me to the limit so they can sue me and be like, hey, that no Duck Zone, he got a lot of money. Let me push his button so I can sue him. It's a lot you have to go through. You got people that'll block your blessings. You got a lot of people who say, hey, don't work with him. Of course, nothing's gonna come easy. Um, that's just how it is. There's gonna be some bumps and bruises. You know, you start finding out who's who in real life. Start finding out who's who, and that's cool because it's best for you to see. It's best for you to see people for who they are, um, versus seeing it later. So when you're trying to do something, just know that there's going to be a lot of interference. There's going to be a lot of people who just wants to block your blessings. But you can't let that stop because you belong. Whatever position that God put you in is the position that you belong in. So 2, 3 years from now, what are the plans for your business, your brand? Where do you see it? You know, we used to get asked this question when we was in school, when we were like 17, 18, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? We didn't ever think about that because we thought we had all the time in the world. If I'm 18, I'm not thinking about where I'm gonna be at 25. I ain't got no time to think about that. I just want to enjoy being 18. So now at me being at 42 and being 43 in January, yeah, that's right. For y'all that think y'all can come talk to me like as if I'm a kid or something. I'm a grown ass man, 42 going to 43. Got a 51-year-old wife. Yeah, we don't play no Toys R Us games over here. Now I'm saying, okay, you don't have much time to say where you're gonna be or where you're gonna do 2, 3 years from now. But even though I'll still be no, we already got one. Hey, other ones in the refrigerator. You might want to try it out. I added a little something to it. Yeah. So we don't, even though I'll still be in my prime, but it's something to think about. Now I'm rushing because before, when that question was asked, where would I be 2 years or 3 years back in high school, didn't think about it. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, you got to put a plan. You got to capitalize on that plan. Now, that plan might happen sooner than what you say. It depends on what you do and the relationships that you have with people. That's why networking is always important. That's why if you catch me at a boxing event, if you catch me at a rap event, if I'm at some type of block party, not just any block party, but if I'm somewhere, I'm networking, building with people. I found out what department they're in, and oh yeah, oh man, you got an Instagram, and that's the great thing about it, because y'all be using Instagram and all that for the wrong reasons. Instead of y'all trying to build with people, y'all not doing that. I build. Eventually, I'm gonna come with some business cards. So be on the lookout for that. There's gonna be some business cards, of course, with my logo on it. There's a lot of stuff that I'm working on that takes time, and a lot of y'all be like, "Well, you should have been had that. You can't tell me what I should have been had." Because if you never done nothing for this channel or donated or did anything, you're not in no position to say what I should have had already. So you might want to just sit back and be quiet. Because some of you guys don't have nothing to call your own. Some of y'all have nothing to call your own, but then try to tell somebody else what they should have had already. You can't do it. You sound goofy. You know what I mean? So there's going to be some No Doug Zone business cards coming out, not this year. I'll start the process, but that takes time. So we're talking about maybe end of December going into somewhere next year. We're going to have that going, where that can start being passed out. Kano Loco TV, what's up, my brother? Shouts to Florida. So be on the lookout for those business cards. Be on the lookout for me having a new banner. As you see, I don't have my banner. I still have my banner, but I won't be putting the banner back up. Okay, that banner that y'all used to see me have is done. Nothing happened to it. I just decided not to, put it back up. Gonna be working on a new banner with the same duck, but we're gonna be working on something new. So my other banner, I'm gonna do something else with it. That's my first baby. I haven't had it long, but it's retired. But these are the things you have to do when you are creating a business. I've had multiple people ask me, what does No Doug Zone represent and what are you doing with it? If I come back from retirement, I'm not doing no more lives. Kano, I was just explaining that how our YouTube channels are not just channels, they are a business. They are, our brands, our logo, and the thing is, the question is, everybody doesn't have the same mindset. I look at No Doug Zone as, this is why it's bigger than boxing. See, Kano, I figured it out. I mastered all of it. Once I mastered all of it and I realized that, hey, I don't have to get caught up in these boxing conversations. I don't have to get upset about anything because I don't have to participate in this shit. When I get up and I have my morning chop ups, boxing's not included. You might hear me mention something about it, but it ain't included. I don't have to get caught up in all this shit. I don't have to. I don't have to argue with people. If we ever get into arguments and debates with people and misunderstandings, it's because we put ourselves in that position. We are grown ass men. We don't have to be out here arguing with nobody about boxing. And of course, you're gonna have people say that you're a hater. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Kano, I don't agree with you. It's a whole bunch of people like that. You're gonna have a whole bunch of trolls like the asshole I just got rid of. That's going to come in here and say something that's they're gonna try to throw you off because you up here talking about something positive. They're gonna try to say something to throw you off. And if you're not careful, it'll happen. See, this YouTube shit is simple. It's simple. No, they don't know, Kano. They don't know. They don't know a piece of what you know. Believe me, Kano, I felt like you and I was ready to walk away from all this shit. But you know what? The only reason why I didn't is because I wasn't giving them that satisfaction. Because had I done that, a lot of people, hey man, he never knew what he was talking about anyway. All you would do is give people the satisfaction. There's a lot of people, Kano, that you made it a little easy on them by not probably going live. You made it easy on them. And I wouldn't have gave none of their asses that satisfaction. Because it's a lot of fake love in this business. A lot of fake love. A lot of people are fake. Super duper fake. But that's either here and there. I'm worried about building my brand and my business. So 2 years from now, because I told y'all before, I'm not gonna do this. I might not do this YouTube shit forever. I don't know. I don't know what plan God has for me. And I'm damn sure not gonna waste it sitting here arguing with anybody back and forth about some damn boxing or anything else. So when I want somebody to come and look at my channel and look at what did I do? You think I want them to come and see how ignorant I'm being because I'm arguing with you bozos? Why would anybody take the chance to invest in me? Whatever you want to do, Kano, but I would like to see something from you. I mean, that's just me, brother. You know, I love you, Kano. I don't care how crazy they say. I tell them, man, I love my man, Kano, man. Can't wait to meet my brother. I like to see something from you because your voice is necessary and is needed. So if that makes you feel better, pre-recording, you got to give us something, though. Not everybody, there's probably a few haters that don't care about seeing you. But there's a few of us, we miss seeing you. We miss hearing your voice. I'm not giving these I'm not giving these dudes no satisfaction because that's what they want. Even if you pre-record, that'll piss them off because a lot of them don't want to see you, period. But we can't give these people the satisfaction, Kano. We just can't. That's why I named it the No Duck Zone. See, a lot of people think that that's a boxing term that, oh, fighters don't need to duck. It went from that to I'm not ducking nothing in life. If I could benefit from it, I ain't ducking from nothing. So the name is bigger than what people think it is. Because when I sit up here and I say the stuff I say, everybody should be able to benefit off it. It helps them. Rather, if I'm talking to the stressed or the depressed, I'm talking to people that I want to make them feel better today than what they felt yesterday. That's why I don't have no time for all this stuff you see going on YouTube. How many people have we had walked away from this shit and not come back? I'm not giving them people no satisfaction. I got so much plans that I got to do with No Duck Zone. I don't have no time to even pay attention to some of y'all. Because my brand is bigger than boxing. I don't care what none of y'all say. It's bigger than boxing. I never said it was more important than boxing. I just said it was bigger than boxing. So when I'm thinking about 2 years from now, okay, what are the plans besides just going live, besides just talking to the fighters, besides just going to events? What else is it that you're trying to do with No Duck Zone that could be an eye opener to the public? What is it that you want to do? Is it going to be something involving with kids? Is it going to be something involving where you're helping the homeless? What is it that you are doing? I guess we have to wait and find out. I think I spoke about it before, some of the things I wanted to do. I used to have a lot of those conversations on Instagram when I used to talk about what it is that I wanted to do. So, Kano, that's why I don't make no room for this shit that you see going on here, brother. Go to a channel where you catch me in a debate. Or where you see me disrespecting another grown man. For anything, they come over here messing with me, but that's okay. Because I get them up out of here. I have no time for it, Kano. I have no time for it, brother. I swear, I have no time for it. I'm 42 years old. I got no time for it. Some of these men, or maybe your age and older, are on here acting like a bunch of Toys R Us kids. I have no time for that because my brand is bigger than that. I want my name to be able to travel outside of New York and not just New York. I want my name in Florida. I want it in Texas. I want it in St. Louis. I want it in Cleveland. I want it in Seattle. I want it in Minnesota. I want it everywhere. I want it to be bigger than just New York and not people just knowing me from sitting up here every morning. Not just for amateur boxing, but to know that I'm for the people who want help. Because there's some people who don't want help. They just want you to just to do for them. I ain't talking about those people. They can stay right where they at. So when I sit and think, okay, another 2 years or in another year. Yeah, Jeff, acting like Toys R Us kids. I don't got time for that, bro. I really don't. I don't. I'm a grown ass man. I don't have time for it. See, rather if it's 4 people listening to me, rather if it's no people listening to me, I really don't give a shit. I don't have to have 50 people in here listening to me for me to be able to talk. I don't have to. I'll sit up here for an hour and talk to my goddamn self if I got to, with no likes, no views. I'm okay with that. Because eventually somebody later, if they get what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying, they'll react to the channel. So, like I said, business cards. We're planning on coming out with No Duck Zone business cards to be able to pass out. You know how you get people your social media or your YouTube, you pass them a card, you know, it looks very professional. You know, when you're walking around passing out cards. That's the thing. This business shit ain't hard to figure out. This is why when I see a lot of y'all and how y'all move, I'm like, y'all not really about business. Really not. Y'all halfway with the business. I'm trying to be full with it. Because like I said, this is bigger than boxing. And you're gonna have some people down the road who's gonna want to try to stop you. You got some people who's gonna want to try to stop you. You just gotta keep going. You guys, like I said, yo man, I need a sponsor. Hey, listen, every day I put the Cash App up here. When I put the Cash App up, nobody's begging for money because of their financial. Just like any other channel, if they doing right, it goes back into the channel. Some of you guys say, yo, you need a microphone. You need a new you need a new phone for it. But well, don't complain about. Donate. But if you ain't gonna donate, shut up. But not necessarily because there's a Cash App there, you gotta hit me with money. You ain't got to. This is what I see people flip out about. I see people flip out about it a lot. And I go, well, you can't make people donate. You can't make people donate to your channel. There's no such thing. When you put that Cash App up, it's not PayPal, Zelle, whatever. That's not for everybody. That's only for the people who want to support. So remember, y'all can't make people do that. And if you pushing that to people, you're going to lose views. You're gonna not views, but you're gonna lose subscribers like that. So by any chance, if it's anybody that's doing that, you're going to lose your subscribers by making them feel like they got to donate. That's only for the people who want to. Just like super chats. Why do you think that when people are on their lives and they hold on, let me get to these super chats? That shit is money. Y'all see what them super chats look like? And sometimes it might not be a whole lot, super, but it's hey man, look, those is important. Everybody don't get the same amount of money in super chats. Some people might get $20, some people get 50. It all depends, which I know y'all like, where's your super chats? I got a lot of shit to work on. I was trying to figure out the super chat shit the other day. Um, there's a lot of shit I got to figure out that I should have been had figured out already. I'm sorry, and that's my fault. It's my fault, y'all. I swear it's my fault. I will not blame anybody else for how my channel was ran. It is my fault. Because sometimes I just go with the flow. But an intro is being worked on. An intro is going to come because I don't have an intro. You just hear me come on and talk. But that's, I know what y'all going to say. You should have been had that. Whatever. Okay. How you run your channel and how I run mine, two different things. And if you don't have a channel, you definitely don't need to be talking. You need to be quiet and just sit there. So yeah, it's a lot of things right now that is going to be worked on. But the donations are always for the channel, for the brand, for merch, for shirts, hoodies. I got my man Jeff Spark. I got to tell you, I'm sorry, Jeff. Um, the machine for the sweaters is fucked up, so they're gonna do it over. But your sweater's still coming. Just bear with me, brother. I hate this, and that's another thing. I have to get people on my team that can not just do the job but do it in time. That's another thing. I'm putting a team together, no Doug Zone team eventually that can handle, like I said earlier, merch and all that. And if I need them to get stuff done in time, and when you can't, eventually I'm gonna have to cut you off because this is a business. This is a business. This is not about friendships. I can care less about friendships. Could care less about that because it'll be the people that you know that you call your friend that you hire for your business that will destroy your business. So that's another thing. We got to be careful in that department. We can't just be putting people down because we've been friends with them. because those people will help destroy your brand. So, but yeah, 2 years from now, 3 years, you just look and think about what it is that you want to do. You look at what it is that you want to do. And sometimes too, you can't always depend on. I told you, I think I told y'all this before. If I didn't, I'm gonna say it now. You can't always depend on having a sponsor. Sometimes you got to be your own sponsor, and that's something we should maybe try. I mean, if you get somebody who offers to sponsor you, cool. But just remember, if you ever get somebody to sponsor you, don't think you can quit your job. I don't have to work because I got somebody sponsoring me. There ain't no such thing. No such thing. When you get a sponsor, now if you don't have a job, then you know, I don't know. You better figure that out. You better go get one because he's not. That sponsor is not giving you money so you can take care of yourself financially. It's whatever you need help with, as far as what you're trying to do with business. Like I said, y'all idiots will take that. Oh, he gave me $500, and I'm gonna go spend such and such on this and that, and that's not what that was for. And then you wonder why you can't get a sponsor, or you wonder why you've been in the predicament you've been in. Sometimes as people, we have to go be our own sponsors. And if we get one, cool. And if we don't get one, it's still all right because we're gonna put the money that we make into our job, no matter what it is we do for a living. I don't care if you work in the cafeteria in the school. I don't care if you do construction. I don't care if you're a bus boy, if you work in a pharmacy, if you work in Dunkin' Donuts. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. You'll have to take that money and you got to become your own sponsor. And I think that's something that we need to work on for now and even going into the new year. Become your own sponsor. And if you get one, two, that's beautiful. Some people can end up getting three, four sponsors, and that's beautiful. I'm not telling you having a sponsor is bad. It's not. But you, at some point, before you break your neck to go look for a sponsor, you're gonna have to become your own sponsor because it feels more better. Um, you don't have to answer to anybody if the money gets messed up. You mess up with a sponsor, you got to explain to him or her or them what happened to the money. You can't just think that, oh, I ain't got to tell you it was my money. No, it was money that was given to you. If you don't have no receipts on what you did with that money, that's a problem. It can lead to something where you don't want your name to get around and people will be like, don't fuck with him. Even though some people will do it anyway. Some people will tell sponsors or tell people just not to mess with you, period. Just because they hate on you or they dislike you for whatever reason they dislike you for. You got a bunch of bozos in the world that's like that. It is what it is. But the thing is not to stop working. Everybody who has some type of business, whether if it's a YouTube channel, whatever it is, you better, and I'm going to say this, you better start thinking about what you're going to do with your business besides just thinking about making money. And if you got three or four people that you're working with that can't help you or can't help your business grow, no matter how long you knew them, you might want to cut them off and find you a whole new team. You might want to think about doing that because everybody else is out here that don't look like me and you, that's out here making money. And then we get mad at them when we see what they doing. They free, what's up? We get mad at them watching them make money, and then while we stuck in the same position, some of us been stuck in the same position for too long. Smash that like button, y'all. Good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. Some of us have been stuck in the same position for too long, but then we watch everybody else outside of our race make money, and then we complain about what we see them do when we could be out doing the same thing. So some of y'all better start asking yourselves, either it's something that you're doing that you're not doing right, or it's the people that you got around you. Because you can't tell me for 10 years you could be stuck in the same position and you could say, we've been doing this for 10 years and you stuck in the same position. Something ain't going right. And it's not just because it's not your time. Something's wrong. You got to ask yourself that. What are we doing wrong? Or maybe I just got the wrong people around me. Maybe I need to go get a whole new team. These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. But a lot of y'all are not going to think about that because you're just thinking about making money. Everything is a joke to y'all. Everything is a joke to y'all. I really think that y'all think everything is fucking funny and everything is supposed to be handed to y'all, or y'all just waiting for miracles to fall out the sky. Steady saying, hey, if they can do it, we can do it. People could come from a different state or a different country, come to your city and open up shop. And we sitting there watching it happen. How is that possible? How is it possible? And they've been doing it on the regular. That shit is nasty work. And all we got to respond is with a complaint. So when you ask me, anybody asks me, what do you plan on? What is the future plans for No Duck Zone? Oh, I got a lot. I got a shitload of them, and I'm going to capitalize on at least 2 of them. I got a whole busload of ideas, but I know for sure at least 2 of them I'm going to capitalize on. Believe me. Now, when you speak boxing, amateur boxing, being a promoter is one of them. Being a promoter is definitely one of them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's always been my plan for probably since I've gotten to this content creator shit. Being a promoter is one of them. Not for professional boxing, but for amateur boxing. I'll never deal with professional boxing. That's just too much of a headache. You're gonna spend probably way more money in professional than you do amateur. Depends on what you're trying to do. But see, in amateur boxing, you ain't got to pay guys. You got to, you pay your sanction fees, the referee, the doctors, the judges, the people on standby, the EMTs. That's them you got to pay. But far as when you have to pay the fighter too, and then you might have to pay to put a ring up. Depends. If you get a gym with a ring in it, cool. But if not, then you got to pay for that. But that's probably still not as much as having to go pay a damn fighter who has to turn around and pay his team. So you don't pay him, he can't pay his team. And then they might come looking for you. I stay out of that. Stay out of that. For some of y'all who might be thinking about one day you might become a manager or agent or whatever in boxing, or if you want to be a matchmaker or a promoter, hey, if you got to pay a fighter, you might want to think about not crossing over to that side unless you can. You might want to start off with amateur boxing. I'm just saying, some of y'all want to start off big because y'all like, who? Nobody knows anybody in amateur boxing. Okay, whatever. Just know that if you can't pay a fighter, that's your ass. I mean, some of y'all, the way y'all scream and doing backflips and cartwheels over the sport of boxing, as crazy as y'all go for it, y'all need to take a lot of that energy that y'all do on social media, screaming all damn day at each other. Take some of that shit, whatever money you got. Hey, if you make it 6,000 to 10,000 a month on YouTube, you should take that shit and actually get involved in boxing. Get involved in boxing, huh? Why don't y'all do it? Well, why don't you do it? Believe me. Hey, there'll be a lot of shit I was doing if I was getting some of the money that y'all were getting here on YouTube. But you see, I still make moves anyway. I don't need that because amateur boxing is my lane. But believe me, if I was getting 6,000 to 10,000, what some of y'all are getting on YouTube, shit, come on, man, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy, man. Me and D Free talked about this. You getting anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 to 10,000, and all you doing is just getting that money and going live, and that's all you doing. That's all I got to keep doing. All I got to keep doing is going live. I ain't got to do nothing else. Y'all crazy, man. There's no way I'm getting 6,000 and I'm just going live. Man, shit, I'm about to have a whole Doug Zone studio. You crazy? You probably won't see me in here. I'm in my house. You won't see me. I'll be in a whole studio. 6 to 10,000 a month, or 20,000, whatever people make, because everybody don't make the same thing. Are you crazy? For 6,000 to 10,000 a month, first of all, I'm not sitting up on no YouTube arguing with none of you fools. I make $0 now and I don't argue with y'all. You think if I make 6,000, I'm gonna sit up here and argue with one of y'all? Man, get the fuck out of here. Arguing with dudes that ain't got channels, or arguing with dudes that don't come close to what I make. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's like standing in a circle on your block in front of a corner store, arguing with a bunch of dudes that ain't got fucking jobs, but you the only one in the circle with one. Make that make sense. Same ones that turn around and ask you, could they hold $5? What are we doing, man? Y'all better start having a business plan of what it is that you want to do. Don't complain when people from other countries and other cities come open up shop where you at. Because it's going to continue to happen. You know why? Because they see we not doing shit. We're not doing shit. Opening up barbershops is cute. That's regular for us. I ain't too happy when I see that. That's typical shit. There's a barbershop in every hood in America. I'm not really pleased when I see that. That's cute. You know what I'm saying? But I think we can do better than that. And I'm not knocking nobody for that. I'm not knocking nobody for it. How many more minutes I got? Okay. I got a couple more minutes. So that was the conversation I had with my mentor. What was the plan for No Doug Zone? That's the plan that I have for it. Things I want to do. I can't speak about all of it because sometimes you can't share your ideas with everybody. But there is a plan. And the plan, I know for one of them, is not for me to sit here like I am 2-3 years from now, unless I'm in my own studio. Like I said, being a promoter and trying to help people out as best as I can and putting a team together. Y'all remember like back in the days when the rappers had street teams? Bring some of that back. Bring some of that back. Street teams, I don't want to say they exist still. I don't know if they do. So it's what did he say? Hey, we don't do no hatred over here, player. Even though I know you're not talking to me, but I know everybody didn't like that guy, but we don't do that over here. So gotta piece you out. Sorry, man. Even though you're not talking to me, gotta piece you out. Rather somebody's white, black, hated or not, we don't do no hate over here. Wrong channel for it. We don't do hatred over here, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know this ain't the channel for it. Don't be that person that you just see me block. Even though they wasn't talking about me, they were talking about somebody who just passed away or somebody that was just murdered. We don't do hatred over here. If you come over here with the hatred, just know I'm going to block your ass. This is a channel for peace and love. Now, if that's too soft for y'all, go find a new channel to go look at. That's the rules over here, and that's the rules that y'all will abide by. Anybody who thinks they're going to break those rules, I'm going to get you right up out of here. It's that simple. We don't do that over here. Sorry. We just can't have that. Because that opens the doors for people to think that everybody can do it. Not over here. Not over here. So that's the future plans. That's what we got going on, and it takes time to capitalize on it. Um, Putting a team together, like I said, the street team. Y'all remember when the rappers used to have street teams? Rough Riders had it. Rockefeller had it. Bad Boy had it. Uh, Death Row, I think, had it. A street team is very important, and that's the problem. We don't really see that hard body no more. We don't really see street teams like that. Um, Early 2000s, maybe to a little bit to the late 2000s. At some point, having a street team faded out, where you didn't see them anymore like that. But back in the early 2000s to the 90s, street teams were heavy, and that's something that we need to maybe get back. I mean, if it's not for you, don't worry about it. But for people who are really trying to push their brand or they trying to get themselves out there, need a street team. Oh, I ain't got time to do all that. Okay, well, fine. You ain't got to have, that's money. Okay. The shit that y'all say that y'all ain't got time for, y'all be making time. Did you know what's so crazy about y'all? Y'all don't have no time for real shit, but y'all make time for nonsense. I don't understand that. Okay, I'm gonna say that again because maybe y'all didn't hear me. I might have went over some of y'all heads. Y'all never have time for real shit, but you got time for nonsense. If there's something that can help you, for all y'all to talk about, y'all need money in your pocket, but you don't do it. And when somebody said go do that, man, I ain't got time for it. But y'all asses got time for nonsense. You got time for he say, she say. You got time to be sitting here holding your private part, arguing over a fighter who don't give a shit about you. You got time to argue boxing all day, but you don't have time to do something that can help your brand, that can put money into your pockets, that can help the people around you. I don't understand some of y'all. Y'all are lost in the sauce. Now, granted, there's some things that you can't do that's not worth doing because you can't benefit nothing off it. But if I could benefit off of doing it and it can help me and my brand and the people around me, why would I not do it? Now, if you're trying to sucker me into doing something that can tarnish my brand and hurt it because you're like, here's this kid. All I got to do is throw him a few dollars. All I got to do is tell him some shit that sound good. He'll go for it. He'll go for the bait. I'm not one of those black men that you think you could just come to and tell any damn thing and I'm going to go for it. But the thing is, y'all won't, y'all will sit up here and deal with nonsense. When it's time to deal with something that can help you, you won't do it. That's why I look at some of y'all and be like, y'all are not what y'all be talking about. I look at a lot of y'all and I say, they are not what they be talking about. There's so much money to be made out here, not just in YouTube, but outside of YouTube. I think the wrong thing is we focus so much on the YouTube. We focus so much on that. We're waiting to be monetized, which is cool. It's a lot of things that we're waiting for that we can't continue to wait for. We just got to let things happen naturally. But why are you waiting for the monetized situation to come knock at your door? We got to think, okay, here it is. I got this brand. Everybody's into it. It doesn't matter how many subscribers I got. It doesn't matter how many people will follow me on Instagram. I got enough going on where I need to find another way to get myself out there. Because like I told you, we're not waiting for YouTube to tell us that we can go make money. We don't need anybody's permission to be great. I just talked about that. And we belong. Anywhere our feet touch down on that God places us, we belong there. So the question becomes is, why are we not doing what we supposed to? Now, if you sit here and tell me, hey, McLean, that's cool, but that's not my plan. I'm just cool with sitting here making money on YouTube. Fine, this ain't for you, so don't even comment on it because you have no right. Because this is for the people who want to grow, who not just want to be known as YouTubers. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to just be known as a YouTuber. because that title is cool to a certain extent, where you just got to be known as a YouTuber. I don't want to just be known as that. I don't know how the rest of y'all feel, but that's how I feel. I don't want to just be known as that. That's whack. I want to be known as a guy who talk to people about different things. A guy who's always inspired people to do different shit, stand on their own feet, stand 10 toes down on what you believe in. When it comes to boxing, I wasn't D-riding. I never said nothing for likes and views. And I never cared about what other people had to say about me. And I had support these amateurs, females and males, not only in New York, but in different states. That's what I want to be remembered as. I don't want to be just remembered as a YouTuber. So that's why I make the moves the way I do, because that's not what I just want to be remembered as. So, but different strokes for different folks, man. You know how you guys have your life mapped out and what it is that you want to do to keep money in your pocket. It's on you. But sometimes we got to do what we got to do without looking for somebody to do it for us. We got to be our own sponsors until we get one. And even when we get a sponsor, rather if it's one sponsor or three sponsors, we still got to go out there and work that 9 to 5 until we don't have to work the 9 to 5 no more. Like I said, when you make 6,000 to 10,000 or 20,000 on YouTube, you can tell your job to kiss your ass. 6,000 may not be enough, but if you're making 10 to 20,000, 10, 15, 20,000, you might be in a position where you can tell your job to hell with you. Because if I'm making that, I already don't want to work for somebody, to be honest with you. I want to make, I'm not trying because I'm not using the word trying no more. I want to make No Doug Zone my 9 to 5. And I don't want to do it through YouTube. Yes, YouTube is it's really just a backup, because if they ended YouTube today, what y'all gonna do? If YouTube didn't exist anymore, what y'all gonna do? Some of you will be ready to jump out the. What are y'all gonna do? So we have to look for other ways besides just YouTube to make the money. If we got the YouTube money and we got the sponsors, or either whatever one comes first, we have to make sure that our business stays relevant. It stays relevant. It's never, people are never gonna know what it is that you're trying to do if you don't stay relevant. It ain't about who don't want to see you. Yes, Tay Tay, you know me, sis. I'll be back this afternoon too. Oh, the grind don't stop. The grind don't stop. This is the reason why, like yesterday, I could have went live yesterday afternoon. I really wasn't interested. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could have went, but you're gonna see me here. And if you don't see me here, you'll see me at a press conference. You'll see me at a fight. Hell, you'll see me on the sidewalk. The grind don't stop. So you think about what it is that you want to do with your brand. Some of y'all are playing around with your brand. Why are you playing with it? Can't play with it. No Doug Zone is not something to play with. No Doug Zone, when you look up one day, rather if y'all believe it or not, I don't care what y'all believe. When you look up No Doug Zone, it's going to be a multi-million-dollar contract. It's going to be a multi-million-dollar business. Believe it or not. Nah, McLean, I think you're doing a little too much. You might be a little wealthy, but you ain't going. No Doug Zone's not going to be a multi. I don't think you'll make that kind of money. You might be going a little too far. Well, I didn't ask you what you think. I didn't ask you what you think. That's what God told me. And your word don't mean shiznick to what God tells me. None of you are God. So your word means nothing to me. No disrespect. For the people that support me, that encourage me, I love y'all. But for the rest of y'all that be like, yo, he tripping out, man. I think that kid is on something. I don't care what you think. Your opinion don't mean anything to me. You don't mean anything to me. Well, you don't mean nothing to me neither. I must mean something to you. You got my name in your mouth. Yes, No Duck Zone will be a multi-million-dollar business company. Facts. And I don't care what you think. If you think I'm tripping or if you think I'm on some type of drugs, you more than welcome to unsubscribe to me or not even subscribe to me. Doesn't matter what you think. I don't need nobody's permission to be great. I don't need nobody's permission to be great. None of us out here need anybody's permission to be great. I know people that's making more money than they damn teachers right now, man. Maybe more than their parents. And that was through God. We don't need nobody's permission to be great. So 3 or 5 years from now, if I'm in the position, y'all gonna say, I remember back in 2025, he told us this. And you're gonna have a lot of people who's gonna want to D-ride, they're gonna want to jump on the bandwagon. Hey Tay Tay, I always knew you was gonna make it. That's my girl. When y'all always had something bad to say about Tay. This is what y'all do. A lot of my people D-free. One day you're gonna look up, that man gonna be in his own office if he wants that. There's a lot of us on here that are talented, that are talented. And one day we are not gonna have to get up and go to our 9 to 5s no more. Only thing we're gonna have to do is just wake up and do what we do and be great. You don't need your boss permission. You don't need your family's permission. You don't need your next door neighbor's permission. You don't need nobody's permission. No judge, no nobody. God told you to go be great. Go be great. The hell you waiting for? You waiting for a validation from a bunch of people that don't matter. Because anybody that supports you, those are the only people that you got to worry about. All the rest of these clowns, these fake supporters, people who act like they've been down with you, fake supporters, and these same fake supporters want you to turn around and support them. Are you fucking kidding me? What world do you live in? You worry about the people who stay down with you, that stay true to you. I appreciate every single last one of y'all, man. Y'all come in here. I may not talk to y'all over the phone, but y'all come in here. I can go live at morning, noon, and night, man. Y'all pop up here rocking with me. And don't think I'm ever forget that. That's why when No Duck Zone is a multi-million-dollar company, I can get to put people in a position for a job. Because I don't know what y'all life will be like 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Some of y'all might put y'all in a position. My job is to make bosses. Well, hold on. How can I say this? Let me say this right. My job is to put you in a position where you can become a boss to go out there to make another boss. If that makes sense. You're making money, so now you can go out there and help somebody else become a boss. And that's how we help it. That's how we help our people. That's how we get to where we need to be. But right now, it's too many of y'all stepping on toes. Everybody want money, but they want to step on each other to get it, while we watching other people from other countries and other states come and open up where we live at. I want to build, and I'm going to build. I don't give a shit what any of you say. I guarantee you, when it's time for me to be a promoter in amateur boxing, I'll be one of the flyest ones out. And I don't mean in dressing. I'll be the, trust me, you'll see. Black excellence. A lot of y'all don't know the definition of black excellence. You got a lot of our people that's not worth shit. They talk all this, stick together, and then they turn around. This is why half of this shit that my people say, I don't believe them. And it's sad to say, I'll be having to turn my back on some of them. Because they're going to tell you whatever that sounds good, and then you don't even know you're walking into a trap. But they're making it sound so good, and then you get in there and you get bamboozled. By not by somebody who don't look like you, but somebody who looks like you. We gonna get this shit back to where it's supposed to be. We gonna get this back the way it need to be. And the people who don't want to participate, fine. Keep your ass where you's at. Keep your ass where you at. But when it's working and you see that it's working, don't come jump on the bandwagon because that's what y'all like to do. I want a piece of the pie too. All right, but where was you when we was making the pie? And where the fuck was you when we was putting it in the oven? Huh? Or where was you when we was putting the ingredients? When we was putting it together? All of a sudden the pie's out and it looked real good. Everybody want a slice. But where was y'all when we was making the damn pie? This is what you deal with. This is what you deal with. It's ridiculous. Y'all better get y'all shit together. Because 2026 is approaching. All that making a New Year's resolution, I'm asking my people, let's stop making New Year's resolutions. You know why? Because none of us follow this shit anyway. So why are we doing it? You know what you could do for this New Year's resolution is not to make no resolution. Just do what you're supposed to do. We do this shit every year. My New Year's resolution is to get more money or to stop drinking or to smoke or da 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 da. And none of us follow it any damn way. We always get and do the total opposite. Soon as December 31st get here, or soon as the 1st of January get here, all that shit we said went right out the window. Yeah, I know I said I was going to do this, but it's still the beginning of the year. The year just started. Got to pull it together, y'all. And we got to get street teams back. We got to get street teams back. We got to get street teams back. It matters. You really want to get yourself out there. I know people saying you don't need street teams because you got social media now. We can still do it. We can still do it. We can still do it. All you guys that's content creators, that's what kills me. When y'all be at these parades, that's the time for y'all to have these street teams. Street teams can come back. Why can't they? Ain't magazines coming? Magazines still exist. Magazines have fell off, and then magazines started coming back. Magazines was around way before the street team even existed. We thought magazines fell off. They started to come back slowly. Depends on what you talk about. We could have a street team. Think about doing it. But like I said, y'all sit and think about what's your 2 or 3 year plan for your brand or whatever type of business you have. And if you have people who don't want to be a part of that or people who think they're going to mess it up, I don't care if it's your friend from the 3rd grade, get rid of them. Because when the plan does not go as it's supposed to, you could blame them, but blame yourself because you had them around. If they causing any kind of pain to what it is that you're doing, get rid of their ass. If they're gonna be mad at you for the rest of their life, that's their business. You're running a business, not a daycare, which means you don't have no time to be babysitting people. You don't have no time for it. Look, y'all, I'm gonna be back a little later on today. I'm gonna come back later on today. Gabrielle Fendora is fighting. I didn't check her weigh-in, so I can't talk about it. I'm gonna go look at her weigh-in today, and then we're gonna come back with that boxing talk. Gabrielle Fendora is what we gonna talk about. She's one of my favorite fighters, female fighters. I like old girl. Um, I hope she's not moving down in weight because the girl thin is I don't know what it is, but we're gonna come back and talk about her. Probably, I would say 6:05. It might be a little sooner than 6:05. Um, about 6:05. I might just want to chill out, so we might come back a little sooner than that. I'll let you guys know. Um, But if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. One of the best damn channels you can come to. Not biased. We just gonna say what we say, and that's it. Cause we ain't ducking no smoke. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.